for the socio-economic growth and development. Celestina Iria, TVC News, Abuja.
And now to our focus on the show today, projections for the petroleum sector in 2025. We're seeing pump prices range from 925 naira at NNPC retail outlets to 954 to 1,000 naira plus elsewhere. The big question is, can Nigeria's refineries meet local demand and provide cheaper petrol? Retail outlet owners are also asking government for a 100 billion naira intervention fund. How has the removal of fuel subsidy affected their businesses, and how will this proposed intervention impact on nationwide supply of petroleum products to Nigerians? Dr. Billy Gillis-Harris, National President of Petroleum Product Retail Outlet Owners of Nigeria, joins me on the program. Thank you for joining us, and Happy New Year to you, Doctor. The conversation on the true state of the refineries is rife, and you probably have first-hand information. Where do you and your colleagues currently get the fuel you sell to Nigerians?
I can't hear you clearly, though.
Dr. Billy? Dr. Billy, can you hear me now?
I cannot hear you at all.
Oh, I see. We have to work on that connection and get back to this conversation. Stay with us, everyone. Don't go away.
Business lives on the fast track of numbers. Business is a strange world where low numbers mean something different. And its currency are speed and time. Finding the open doors of Main Street is not just good business. It's the start of the business. Join us every weekend on Business Week.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyinbo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call permanent solution.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crime.
Thanks for staying with us, everyone. We are having a conversation with the National President of Petroleum as we seek projections for the new year where petroleum products are concerned. Dr. Bill Harris, thank you so much for staying the course on the program. I was saying, as a critical stakeholder in the industry, you perhaps have first-hand information as regards the true nature of refineries. Where do you and your colleagues currently get the fuel you sell?
Well, currently we get our fuel from NNPC, we get from Dangote, and some of us are already getting also product from the Dangote MRS Petron transaction. And also we get product from the DAPMAN and MEMAN members who have products in their storages. So we are getting products internally from Nigeria.
There are conversations on whether or not the Port Harcourt and Warri refineries are truly functional and loading of refined petroleum products are actually happening. What are your thoughts in that regard?
Well, first, let me talk about Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt refinery We have paid physical visit and done all the evaluation that we need to do as a responsible organization, and the refinery is up, ready to go. Our production is already on, and I believe that NNPC is working around the clock to ensure that Petroleum members start loading product from that depot. Warren Refinery has just come on stream. We cannot just wake up and load products out of there because the refinery has started working. There has to be production. There has to be storage management. Then, of course, we have to apply through the NNPC portals. And once approval is given, we'll start loading from there. To my knowledge, NNPC is ready because they have already started posting critical staff to those depots. We have the depot managers and depot assistants that are on site. We have had meeting with them as Petron members and leaders, and we are waiting for products, to start rolling out from there.
You think these two refineries are able to break the Dangote monopoly?
Well, you see, monopoly is a subject of what we need to discuss more critically. But I do not think that Dangote, the kind of discussions Petron had with them, and seeing their disposition to working with every stakeholder, is intended in any way to pursue a monopoly. But of course, they will have economic scale of production because of their sheer size. They are producing over 650,000 barrels per day. And once they start operating 100% capacity, that certainly will be a production feat, that anybody may not be able to beat. But the refineries coming on board from NNPCL and also other refineries, modular refineries that are producing, not PMS, but other products, will be able to sustain the internal petroleum product availability, which will ultimately lead, to price affordability and energy security that we guarantee, because we then have products in country, not dependent on the vagaries of exports, not dependent on the situations we'll have with wars in foreign countries or difficulties encountered by weather or by shipping companies that will have challenges on the way. So I think that what NNPC refineries will do will be to contribute to the energy security. And don't forget the NNPC that's still giving crude oil to Dangote refinery. So it's chicken and egg situation. What comes first? But we believe that all of the efforts made by everybody will collectively bring about energy security in Nigeria and product price affordability.
You mentioned that your members already buy products from Dangote, but we're also hearing that the final terms of that business deal are still under discussion. Are there concerns about the current deal?
No. Don't forget that Dangote, in our discussion, just right away told us that any one of us that can pay for 2 million liters of product per lifting can come in, pay, and take. And some of Petron members have that capacity. Not all Petron members have that capacity. So our proposals that are waiting to be submitted is for the whole. Don't forget, as of today, Petron membership is over 6,700 and something numbers. So if 5, 7, 10 Petron members have the capacity to buy 2 million liters of product, the rest will be, waiting in some kind of limbo. That's what our proposal will do, and we are taking time to resolve with all of that. We have just finished a very critical meeting today with the chairman of the System 2E, which is about 13 states, and our Board of Trustee chairman, and a major energy, financial company that is already working with us to also achieve price affordability by trying to make sure we do not pay too much for hiring money or loading money or assessing money, whichever that is appropriate. So that company, hopefully on the 15th, of this month, we'll sign up a major landmark agreement with Petroleum. And that also will help us to start taking products from Dangote in a large quantity. But more than that, we want all our members to be able to afford to take product from the Dangote MRS Petroleum deal, which gives us quite a lot of flexibility. So we will continue the process of ensuring that Dangote and Petroleum have a robust transaction with all the terms of the business effectively addressed. So we cross all the T's and dot all the I's. But we are sure that Dangote is very supportive and is willing to work with all the stakeholders in the industry and ensure that the industry is very stable. So that is the situation for now.
Dr. Harry, so NNPC, they say, is no longer middleman, opening up the market for other marketers to buy petrol directly from refineries. The question remains, however, if the three of them put together in working in full capacity have the ability to service the need of Nigerians. But I want you to speak to, perhaps we can have an idea of what percentage of our total fuel consumption that is currently refined here in Nigeria.
As it is today, don't forget that for almost 3 months, when we stopped the discussion of imports of PMS only, we didn't discuss imports of DPK or other products. So the imports of PMS, we collectively as stakeholders decided that we are not going to be engaging in any imports and that we must grow our local capacity and ensure, that local refineries effectively, patronized. From that point on, the percentage, in fact, the 100% product that is being serviced, to my members, to my knowledge, is not coming from any importation sources, unless there were imported products that were still in storage while this transaction to conclude to stop import was being made. But otherwise, we are buying products, from NNPC. We're buying from Dangote refinery as it is today. And those are all locally sourced products. Because don't also forget that NNPC has always been lifting products from Dangote before that stakeholder decision and under the leadership of NNPC. So there's quite a lot of improvement and support that is being received from every one of us to ensure that we grow the local economy, and that that PMS has very critical importance in the growth of our economy, and that's what every one of us is working to.
Ipman is saying
that's available.
Yes. Ipman is saying multiple refineries will create room for price competition, and they're even optimistic that petrol prices could drop below 500 naira per litre this year as more refineries add to the supply. Do you share in that optimism?
Well, I share in the optimism that petrol prices will come down, but as to whether it will come down to a certain level as low as 500 naira is not what I can discuss from just my armchair projection. I will want to do a little bit more empirical analysis, get all the facts, all the entrepreneurial, environmental factors involved, especially funding, cost of input into producing 1 liter of product, which is a private business effort. And I doubt if any refinery in Nigeria or anywhere else in the world will be telling you what is the exact actual cost of production, except you want to depend on artificial intelligence, information from Google or somewhere else, which is just only an estimate of what the cost of producing 1 liter of product will be. So as far as price fluctuation, we are not just optimistic, we are very knowledgeable that will happen. Prices will come down, prices will come up, prices will come down, prices will come up. And it will consistently be in that way until there must be some dynamics on stabilizing the Nigerian naira. And then that will be one major factor that can make petroleum prices to really, really come down.
So Petroleum is asking government for 100 billion naira intervention fund. Have you gotten any response following this request?
Well, government has their method of communication, and it will be in our best interest as a credible organization working for both the Nigerian people, the government, and our members to discuss what the government's intervention process will be. But obviously, in the final analysis, the news will be said, the news will be told, and the news will be analyzed. We have requested for that money because we do not want our members to close shop. Before the removal of subsidy, we were buying product at 8 million naira for 45,000 liters. So that same liter of product rose to 39 million, then to 49 million, then to 40-something million. So by the time you close transacting on 45,000 liters per year, you'll probably be looking for about 50 million. Now that's not money that is very easy to be achieved by any of our members very easily. And that's why we are happy that we have financiers now coming to work with us to ensure that we can boost the business and give much more effort to the effort that the president and his team are building so that private sector effort also will be able to grow the economy.
Dr.
So
Harry,
the government will respond.
allow me to butt in. I'm just wondering,
they will respond positively.
I'm wondering how urgent this request is, where you're anticipating the money will come from, considering the 2025 budget has been presented. Is it a long-term project for you?
100 billion naira is a very little drop in the size of this business we're doing. But 100 billion naira will guarantee as much product purchased from all the refineries and ensure that our retail outlets are functioning so there are no job losses. And then the cost of money will be dropping down so that way we can be able to afford to buy products in our stations and we can be able to sell affordably to Nigerians to ensure that the economy is vibrant and is growing. We do expect that when the government starts the engagement in this issue, the facts will be laid bare, the need will be clearly defined, and there is nothing wrong with an additional budgetary request just only to accommodate this amount of money, which is not a grant. It's going to be a fund that should be put in an energy bank that we can be able to have access to at single digits. And this, to a large extent, will reduce the cost of doing business in the downstream sector.
I hear the cost of doing business, Dr. Harry, 100 billion in an energy bank where your members can access single-digit loans. But precisely how does it affect the price Nigerians pay for petrol?
Right now, we are paying interest rate between 36% to almost 49%. So if we get these funds at, say, 9%, it can already tell you that over 40% cost has been reduced, and that will be a gain to the Nigerian people at the retail outlets, which is very, very critical to grow the economy. And again, we emphasize to grow the economy because we do not want any other professional practice to start thinking, oh, because government gave the downstream retail outlet owners a soft landing of 100 billion, which is not free. And as businessmen, we are going to work very hard to make sure that this money is returned back in the system and taken again and recycled. And that, to a large extent, will impact the price of petroleum. And that is what Nigerians are asking for. So you have just talked about the 500 naira per liter possibility. This can only happen when so many of the cost of delivery, cost of landing reduces very drastically. And I believe that this fund will do that very strongly. The whole of Petroleum members believe that this access to this fund will help them to keep their business afloat. It will reduce the cost of PMS in the market, in the retail outlets, and certainly impact Nigeria's economic growth.
The outlook for the downstream sector, especially from the part of government, looks good. And Nigerians are counting on it, especially with the promises of the refineries coming on stream in the course of the year, and precisely how it will impact on how much they pay for petrol per litre and take some burden off them since the removal of full subsidy. That's our time. Dr. Billy Harris, National President, Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owners Association of Nigeria. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you so much for having us, and I wish us a happy new year with a lot of prosperity.
That's our show today, everyone. You can watch it again at midnight and at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I am Nifemi Oguntoye. Have a great weekend.